Good morning. It is the beginning of the week before Mother's Day, and I've already started on several projects, but let me show you where I'm at and what I still plan to do, and also give you a little tour of what's all blooming. Before I get into that, I first want to take a moment of silence for a good friend of mine that has recently passed away. On Mother's Day, I will be making a dedication to her. Okay, what you see right here is a ton of showy evening primrose blooming amongst a bunch of different other flowers. I've got Guara right there. I got a Tennessee Echinacea right there. Got Allium blooming. That's that starburst purple one. Plus you can see some of the white ones sticking out. This here is another Tennessee Echinacea. My Rudbeckia did not come back. That right there is butterfly weed. That is an Echinacea purpura. This is a daisy right there. There's a Guara that's actually blooming. Got another Tennessee Echinacea right there. It's about to bloom. I got one already blooming. That there is a Rudbeckia, I believe. It could be another daisy, but I know I had more Rudbeckia in here. Then we got butterfly weed, allium. Another beautiful butterfly weed and butterfly weed. They spread like crazy, by the way. Once you get one and it becomes established, they will spread. There's allium. You see, like right there, that's a baby. I didn't plant anything there. And there's some more Echinacea purpura. And then more butterfly weed right there. Did not plant that. Okay, my gardenia is looking really sad. It might just take a couple years. She got really bad burnt, not last winter, but the winter before. She got frostburnt, and it's taken her a while to come back. Then I have some salvia right there. That pink flower you see in the back, that is my daughter's bubblegum flower, is what she called it. It's actually a dianthus. And I got some snapdragon in the pot. The front yard is pretty much done. I'm not really going to do anything up here. But anyways, this barrel right here is full of aster. I got some snapdragons here that are about to bloom again. The bucket wasn't as full with the aster when I planted the snapdragons, but it is going crazy. Here is my peony that came back and looks like it's thriving. Here's my woodland garden. So you see some columbines are blooming. I had an older columbine that was right here that died, didn't come back. All of its, sons and daughters and grandchildren are over here, but anyways, Grandma died. So I replaced it with a bleeding heart, and then I got another bleeding heart right there. Tons of columbine. The ones in the corners right here are balloon flower. Got one there, and one there. The purple flowers you see there are spiderwort. I know I have a lot of weeds and babies from the tree in here. I've been working at kind of clearing them out a little by little. and got a little pine tree right there that is coming up. It will probably be transplanted at some point, but hey, it's a woodland plant, so it's going to stay there for now. Over here, that's my creeping phlox is bloomed already. That's the one on the ground. In the bucket right there, that's creeping Jenny. I had a pot here. Looks like we got a few more blooms. It is an African daisy. We'll see how well she does. I might just leave her here, or I might replace her with something else. Alright, that's all this side. We'll go finish this part of the garden. Got another Dianthus there. I might be adding another one, because I didn't think I initially planted the Dianthus underneath that hosta back there, and it obviously didn't get enough sun and died. But I would like to have another Dianthus over on this side. And then there's another hosta there. There's a heuchera in the back. This right here is my Rosa Sharon. You can see all the daffodils and tulips that I trimmed off that are not blooming anymore. Daylilies in the back. That right there is blue-eyed grass. It had some blooms, and I think the blue-eyed grass are ready to divide, because I'm not getting a whole lot of blooms out of them anymore. But anyways, I will be adding some annuals to the front of this bed. Probably just some pretty white ones. Just make it simple. Alright, now let's get the other side of the garden before we head to the back. The other side of the driveway. I don't have much in this garden, but I do have my penstemons, which bloom in purple and pink. And then I have my pink lemonade baptisia, which you can see is pink and yellow. The bushes you see in front of the baptisia, those are tiger lilies, and those will have to be split this year because they are going nuts. And then come around here, I got a nice beautiful garden mum in my pot that has come back. I have some snapdragons in there for the other side to give it some color. This is a dahlia that has been in the ground for several years. It keeps coming back. These daffodils are not really doing very well in here anymore. They're about time. I need to dig them up and split them. My Weigela, this pink one here, I'm going to try and transplant it this week. It might not happen. Might have to be later, maybe in the fall. You'll see where I'm going to put it. This one, this white flowered one, is pretty much done flowering for now. You can see there's a little bit of flowers right there. But it is thriving. And then here's my other pink Weigela that I'm going to try and transplant, because this white one is just taking over and filling up the space and pretty much crowding out the pink ones. And as you can see here, my white Weigela is covering up all the daffodils. So yeah, these daffodils are going to move someplace. Maybe I'll just move them to the back where the Weigelas are dug up. Or just move it to the backyard. Okay. Here are some of the materials that I got from Home Depot yesterday. It was delivered. Unfortunately, they missed a pallet, which will be coming by tomorrow. But on this pallet, pretty much all I got was the pond pebbles, the river pebbles, and a ton of paved stone. You'll see where I put the paved stone in a minute. This here is a trellis and some 2x4s, or there's 2 trellises actually, and my son's gonna make me an arbor. And I'll show you where they're all going to go. Oh, over there you can see I got a big pile of cardboard and some mulch I've been getting earlier this year. But now we're going to go this way. Here you can see where I put all the pavers. I need one more. I must have, either I'm going to have to increase the space in between these pavers or just buy one more. But anyways, you can, right here, I got my clematis vine with my volunteer cedar. The clematis vine will be dug up and transplanted for my arbor with the trellises, because it does not get enough sun here. It's very beautiful, but this tree here is taking over and I need to move the girls. Anyways, over here I got some irises and a penstemon that I moved over here to see how it would do. It seems to be doing pretty good. I'm actually going to get a bloom this year. Over here you can see all of my seedlings, stuff that I've bought from roots or seeds, and most of them are doing really well. Tiger lilies over here. When I split the ones by the penstemons and baptisia, I think I'm going to continue to put them along the back of this garden. Got daylilies, a rose. Dude, thriving. Oh my gosh. I think I first started getting blooms last year, and now this thing is covered. So it's happy. I'm happy. This dead shrub was a latania. I left it here in case I would see some new growth, because earlier I was digging up a dead latania and the roots were still alive, and there were a ton of them. So I haven't trimmed that down, cut that down yet. It will probably get dug up. So don't see any new growth. And then we got some more daylilies. Lots of weeds. Woo! This guy's getting happy. I think it's the ones that you see all the buds on. Those are the yellow ones that are in the front by the Rose of Sharon garden, which have been split and divided several times. I'm sorry, if you buy daylilies, don't buy too many, because you will be able to split and have new flowers in a couple years. Anyways. Now back to the backyard. That is right there. That is my sister magnolia. That is a red bud. And then my oak tree is doing so well. Alright, back here. This is a wildflower garden. It's got a lot of weeds in it, but a lot of stuff is coming back. That palette there will be painted white so that the morning glory can climb up it and not my flowers. I will be repairing this picket fence, so this whole garden will be surrounded by the picket fence. I got some dahlias that are coming up over here. There's my temporary bridge that's going to go over my dry creek bed. I'm going to be building a garden path starting from here, and it's going to go out around the pond and come back up to where you see the bird feeders. It's kind of hard to see where I drew the orange, but the pond is going to be right around there, and the riverbed is going to come up here, go under the bridge, and there's a drain, the down spout. But yeah, I got some more plans to enhance this palette to make it more safe and sturdy for climbing over. But yeah, my biggest project is the garden path that's going to go around the pond to come back up here, and then the pond. These bird feeders, honest to God, I filled this thing to the top the other day, like a couple days ago, not that long, and it's gone. The suet is almost gone. There's been a lot of birds over here. Here you can see where I've removed all the pavers because this sidewalk area needs to be raised. And since I'm doing tons of digging over here, I'm going to be moving the extra dirt to here. I'm going to raise this garden path, sidewalk, whatever you want to call it. But let's see what we got in this garden. So far coming up, I think I got some bee balm. That there is a milkweed. I got some butterfly weed, which I never planted here. But like there's a butterfly weed, there's another one, and there's one over there in the back by the butterfly bush. There's one over here. There's another dahlia that's coming back. But I got some of those seedlings that I'm growing on the porch are going to be going in here where you see nothing but weeds. Here is my lilac bush. It's done blooming. It is thriving. It is enormous. And then I got all these lilies in here that are going to be blooming soon. I got gladiolas in the back. I got a forget-me-not right there. I just love the beautiful blue. I've given up on Dianthus and I'm just going to go with forget-me-not. This here is a St. John's wort, and I'm eventually going to build up some St. John's wort to the house. But for this year, I'm probably just going to fill this section in with Latania and Penta. And then here's on the other side, I've got another St. John's wort, which is doing well. And then my daughter's rose. We just planted it yesterday, so we'll see how it does. It was in the bag for a really long time, so it doesn't look very happy right now, but I'm sure it'll get good. It'll establish itself, start growing some roots, and give it some fertilizer later. As you can see, I've put cinder blocks around the outside of this outside of my patio that I made last year. I'm going to be filling with dirt and putting some annuals in it for more color. Can't have enough color in the garden. Sorry. That's just my opinion, but like it, love it, hate it. That's me. Anyways, I've got several planters here. In this one, I'm going to attempt an African daisy. I'm going to call it a bomb, so to speak. It's like a small little box that you can get from Dollar Tree, and it has a bunch of African daisies in it. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but anyways, I'm going to replace the potting soil on the top and put it in there and see how it does. Here's a Porcellus, which doesn't have much life left to it. What's growing inside this pot is more mums. I'll probably be transplanting those because I'm going to fill this pot with petunias of different colors. These two brown pots are not going to stay here because where you see the paving stone, we're going to be putting a hardy hibiscus that my daughter picked out. And there's some more mums and another dahlia. And like I said, I'm going to be planting a ton of petunias in here. And that's going to be another African daisy box from Dollar Tree. And then these over here are doing really well. These are toad lilies. This is more of a specimen garden because that's all I have in here. All the weeds are going to come up. I'm just leaving toad lilies in here. There's the one that I started from a root last year, kept it in the pot to keep it contained so it could build more roots, and it'll probably go in the ground this year. But the other ones are ones that I got from the nursery. And that's about it. It's a lot of work I still have to do. Like some of these 2x4s are going to be a border for this section here, the lights. Oh yeah, one more thing. I got 2 more light poles like these, you know, with the heart on top. And I got more lights. So I'm going to be putting a pole right there, a pole in the corner, and stringing up all these lights. So it'll look really pretty instead of just one string of lights for my patio area. And I think that's it.